What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Joe, just your average Joe. We are hanging out once again. Hopefully, you guys didn't miss me too much because I missed yesterday. I'll tell you guys all about it. Nothing crazy, but just one of them days. But if you have not hung out with me before, I've been reselling full time on eBay for about 8-ish years, but I've been buying and selling on eBay for since 2000, so 24 years, long time. We got a bunch of comments to cover. We got a bunch of sales to cover. And yesterday was just a lazy day. That's all it was. That's all I can say. It was a gloomy, rainy, nasty day. I went out first thing in the morning, about a 40-minute drive out, 40-minute drive back, and did a pickup for a Switch with a bunch of games with it for 180. Had a whole bunch of games with it, so probably about 350 in value, give or take. So I feel like it was worth the trip. It was a marketplace deal. Then I had another pickup yesterday from one of my video game guys connections that we do deals regularly. So him and I ended up meeting up, but again, it was just a gloomy, rainy, yuck, nasty day. Couple, couple times throughout the day it stopped raining, and then it picked right back up. But my wife ended up staying home yesterday, so we ended up going out to eat. My plan was to get to eBay stuff and get the video going, but I didn't do either one. In fact, this is the first time in a long time that I got a late overdue on 8 of my items. So they were supposed to all ship out yesterday. And as you know, typically if I am late, I at least print the label so that way I don't get dinged by eBay and you don't get dinged on the back end towards your seller performance. But in this case, last night I passed out. My goal last night was like I went through and processed a bunch of stuff yesterday again and got a whole bunch of stuff done yesterday yesterday evening after the kids went to bed and everything. But the plan was to come out here and do my YouTube video late last night and get these things at least labels on them or packed last night. However, I didn't get done doing all the going down rabbit holes and fixing things and cleaning things and testing things last night till about midnight ish. So then I went and sat on the couch, played on my phone, and next thing I know, it was 4:30 in the morning. So it was like, oh my goodness. So it is what it is. So I'm late on those. Now, granted, the good thing is you have to get under like 95% late ship rate in order for it to impact your seller performance. I'm pretty sure 8 items will drop me down a couple points. I'd imagine, but I was like at 100. I was at 100%, and I've been that way since at least February timeframe. I've been sitting at like 100%. So it's been almost a year now. But so this is the first time that I've had a hiccup, and it is what it is. You get a mulligan every now and again, right? So that's my mulligan. Like I said, normally I at least get labels out, so that way I satisfy eBay. I may not actually get them shipped out in 24 hours. It may go out the following day and be technically 2 days since they ordered, but I got 24 hours ship or next day ship set up on my stuff. And that's part of the top seller rating, and at least for the way what I have on my stuff. And so I know that'll count against me, unfortunately. But because I do so many orders, hopefully I don't know what the percentage is. Like I said, I think it's 95% or better. I'm sure I'll probably go down to like 98% or something like that with these 8 orders, considering I do sell a good amount of stuff, because I followed up with like 8 more orders or 6 more orders, and those will go out on time. So those all be 100%. So again, it won't hurt me that bad. I won't lose my top rated. I know that, unless I do this all the time. But like I said, everybody gets a mulligan now and again. But with my wife staying home, it being a crazy day, I got backed up in processing. Next thing did all the deals. I had to busy. It was, even though it was a nasty day out, I got a lot done yesterday. But I ended up passing out, and that was that. And I didn't get this portion or this portion done. So we have a total of, just to kind of catch you guys up, since I wasn't on yesterday, this is 2 days worth of sales. 14 orders for 470.03. So pretty much hitting goal for the most part. $200 a day. Obviously after fees and shipping, I'll probably be right around that maybe 420-ish range. Probably 4 range after shipping and everything and fees. So not pretty much where I want to be. Obviously, not amazing and killing it, but we're hitting goal. So that's a good thing. Could be worse. So we'll go over all the sales after we go over comments. But like I said, not too bad. But unfortunately, on 8 of these, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 8 items, I'm going to get a late overdue, late ship. So, unfortunately, you don't have to do next day. I do next day. That's just how I've always done it. And I can typically 99% of the time I get the stuff out on time. And if I can't get the stuff out on time, I always generate my label on time. So that way, at least if I have to ship a day late, technically it's good for eBay. And I've already tested those waters for those that are like, oh no, but you still got to get it out. Even printing the label doesn't matter. If you don't get it out, you'll get a late ship. Incorrect. You have a day buffer. So as long as like everything from that needs to go out today, if I at least get a label on it today, even though it's supposed to go out today, if I don't ship it out till tomorrow, everything is still jiving. I'm still in the green. Nothing affects your ship rate and seller performance. I've already tested those waters a couple times in previous videos back in, I don't know, April, I think is when we tested it. April or May is when we tested that to confirm it. Because we did have some people say that no, you got to get it out. If you got 24 hours, you have to ship it. Even if you do a label, that doesn't matter. You have to actually ship it. It has to scan. Incorrect. I can tell you that 100%. So that's my nugget for you today. For anybody that does have next day, as long as you have that label out there, it doesn't actually have to scan. As long as that label's generated within that 24-hour time period or that next day time period, you're good. So anyway, but let's go ahead and get into comments because we got quite a few comments to cover, and we got some, and then we got some sales to go over, and I got a late jump today already because I've already done 2 marketplace pickups this morning as well. I picked up another switch because switches, I'm only down to 1 switch left. Switches have been going, obviously Christmas time, so those are selling pretty well at full asking price. Both of mine sold for $220 for the bundles that I have, and I only had 1 left, so I went ahead and picked up. So I got 2 more switches and 1 switch that I did a Joy. So by the way, anybody that has a switch or anybody that resells switches, or if you come across a switch and that has stick drift on it, this is your other nugget of the day. Nintendo has a free repair for Joy-Cons that have faulty buttons or Joy-Cons that are or not joysticks that are stick drift, and buttons that have phantom pressing. They do have a repair. Excuse me. They do have a repair for that for free. You just have to create your Nintendo account. I've sent in. This will be the fourth one already because the one Switch I picked up last week, one of the Joy-Cons had drift on it. You can actually go into the settings in the Switch, and under the Joy-Con or under the controller options, under the settings, there's an option to check the motion sensor and motion controller, and you can check to see if there's drift on either one. It brings up a little like a telescope, or like you're looking down a barrel of a gun, the telescope with the crosshairs, and it'll have the dot in the middle. So if the Joy-Con is good and not drifting, it'll be right dead set in the middle. If it's drifting, you'll see it moving by itself off to the left, right, up, down, whatever, because it's picking up, it's got drift on it. So good little rule, good little tidbit for y'all resellers, or just if you have one in your own collection that your kid has that fucked up the Joy-Con on it, and so one of the Joy-Cons is jacked up. Well, create yourself a Nintendo account if you don't have one already, and then do the free replacement for the Joy-Cons, and they'll take some like 2-3 weeks, send it out, get it back working again. You're good to go. And then for reselling, I've sent like 4 out now, and they've fixed every one of them, no problem for me. So there's that. There's my other nugget for you guys. A couple nuggets there. The replacement option for free, or repair option for free, and then checking how to confirm whether your Joy-Cons have stick drift. Because every time I buy a Switch, I always go into the settings and see if there's drift, because I ask, hey, is there drift? They say no. I'm like, okay, cool, but that doesn't mean that when you get it, it's not going to have drift, because they didn't know because their kids play it, or they didn't know, or they knew but they didn't want to tell you. So always go in and check the drift on those. It takes 2 seconds to check the settings on both sides. So there's that. I also got my watch fixed, by the way, my little ESQ watch. My mom got this for me years ago. Now I'm wearing this again. I used to wear this all the time, but then the battery died and my little hand thing on it was not right. And so now they fixed it for $20. It was like I should have done it 2 years ago at this point, but they fixed the hand on it because the hand was all jacked up and it wasn't where it was supposed to be. And then they put a new battery in it, fired up. It's good to go. Anyway, I'm happy about my watch. So, all right, let's go ahead and go over comments, and we will get rolling for the day. So first comment up, we had quite a few, several comments. So Farsack Jack says, Joe Stu, do not go live. Do not go live this time? Okay, fair. I won't go live. Got you. Let's see. Mark says, "I appreciate your commenting as always, Fart Sack Jack. You see, you're the first one. I love it." Mark says, "I had some loser block me on Facebook because I offered $10 off of 80. Really? People on Facebook, there are some sensitive Sallies on there, man, for sure. There are some sensitive Sallies that if you mean it's like really like, or they get butt hurt because you, yeah. Anyway, I have some stories there too. Yarina says, now that's funny, Mark. People are losing it. Yeah, that's 100% Yarina. Mark, it's crazy, man. Crazy. There's some yahoos, man, on Facebook. That's for sure. It's the Wild West, man. It's nuts. Farsack Jack comes back and says, only way people would know if I hit the lottery, I'd be gone. Hasta la bye bye, MFers. Beach, cool drinks, a bale of bud as my food, stool, giant pack of papers, a bud as my footstool. Oh, beach, cool drinks, bale of bud as my footstool, giant pack of papers. See you in 6 to 8 months. Other than that, I'd have a shitload of old Harleys. Nice. Hey, Fart Sag Jack, that's I wasn't following you there for a second, but I got you. Hey, you win the lottery, you're going to be living the dream. That's for sure. And getting you some Harleys. Kurt says, "Yo, average Joe. I'm Michigan. They are called. I'm in Michigan. They're called bartenders. So I'm glad they do it other places too. That's funny. I think that's hilarious that they call them bud tenders. I would just sell them one at a time for 30. You're talking about the perfumes, the Avons. They will move. You already did your work. Now just sit back and make that money. I'm hoping. I'm waiting for the first sale. I got a watcher on the one. And I'm telling you, if the dude from China would offer me 20 because he's stuck at 15, he went from 12 to 15. I'm like, I'm stuck at 20. So that's where I'm at with it. So if he'll come up to 20, I'll sell the whole shebang to him at one shot. But I don't think he's coming up to 20 because he's giving me all the excuses in the world, the customs and the exchange rates and shipping and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, then that's on. I know they're gonna make whatever he wants them all because they make money over there, but he's trying to get them cheap. Anyway, Drifter Thrifter, welcome back, Drifter Thrifter. Sales won't pick up unless you match the Black Friday discounts of the big companies. Be prepared to slow down. Be prepared for a slowdown. Pick up a Diablo 3 Switch with 7 games at yard sale for 100. Easy buy for sure. That's a hell of a buy, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of the stuff I have you can't really get in big box stores, so I don't think I have a ton of competition with big box stores. I mean, if somebody's going to just buy a jacket and they're, obviously, that's different, but like video game system and things like that, like I guess you can get some of those things on Amazon, but I think I'm okay, maybe not, but you're not wrong depending what your niche is, that's for sure. Yarina says, did you end up doing the deal? Let me thumb up yours real quick and reply as well. 1 second. Yarina says, and Drifter Thrifters, thank you for commenting again. Yarina, thank you for commenting. Did you ever end up doing the deal with the Chinese people? I think 20 wasn't too bad if you still have the others to sell. Discontinued Avon stuff sells. Maybe don't settle too quick. I love your videos. I think we all do. The rambling is the best part. I do laugh a lot and also find very interesting the things that you talk about. How you reply back comments live and your honest and unfiltered responses to them, your knowledge, everything like you say yourself. This is raw and unedited. Love it. Well, you just gave me a little happy feeling. I appreciate it. No, I didn't do the deal with the Chinese folks. Like I said, they're stuck at 15. I'm stuck at 20. So that's where it lands. So we'll see. If I'll say this, if I haven't sold any of them in like the next month or two, then I may circle back to them and be like, yo, I'll do 15. You know what I mean? But for now, I'm going to hold firm because even at 15, that's like 195 if I'm mathing right. Let me bring up my calculator. I paid 147 for the whole bundle, and that's including all the onesie twosies and the other 11 and all that, and the lotions and all that. So 15 times, I think there's 13 of those, 195. So I mean, I'd be in the green at that point for sure, and they're going to pay shipping, so I certainly would be in the green after fees. And then I'd still have the 8 that are over there that I haven't listed yet, plus the other 11, plus the lotions and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I still would be. I wouldn't make as much as I was hoping I'd make, but it would be at least I can get my money back kind of quick, a month or two down the road. But hey, But if they do sell here and there, then no, I'm gonna keep them up as is. Hopefully, I get somebody come in by like 2 or 3 at a time. They get discount on shipping, and they get 3 of them and get a discount on shipping. And heck, if you offer me 25, I would probably take it because I got them up for 30. So anyway, heck, I'd probably even take 20 if somebody came in and bought several of them at this point. So, but anyway, Phantom, average, Avon Joe. Look, man, it ain't just video games around here. We do a little bit of everything. Military to Avon to video games. It's all in between. Everything, glassware, clothes, you name it, we got it. I got a new message from somebody. What does that say? I'll find out later. All right. We are happy to get notifications from new Joe videos. Feels good to be part of the Average Joe crew. Man, look at you. Man, give me another happy feeling. I appreciate you. Even if Fart Sag Jack wants you to go live. Oh, that's awesome. It's coming though. We'll engage live at here. Look, we're at 684. We're almost at 700. Once we get to 700, then it's 800, and then it's 900, then it's 1,000. It's a couple months down the road, probably, or a few months down the road. But once we get there, then we'll start doing. I still haven't done the video of me picking either. I just thought about that. I got it on my computer today. I'm gonna try to do that today. I'm gonna try to get that done today. Get you another picking video out there. Don't bet the bank on it though, but I'm gonna try. My plan was after all this is to get a whole bunch of eBay stuff because I have like 6 more systems I got upstairs that I processed last night, tested and tinker with. A PS3 regular, the second version of the PS3 fired up, but it doesn't read discs. So I ended up taking it apart. First time I've ever taken one of those apart. It's actually really easy. And then cleaned up the lens on it, tried to put it back together, tested it, still didn't fire up the discs. So I said, you know what? I'm going to buy. First time I've done it. What I looked up said chances are it's the lens or the laser. So I went ahead and bought the lens replacement. It's $24 shipped, taxes out the door. I was like, it's worth it. I bought the system for $20, 24 for the laser, assuming it works. I turn around and normally sell those things for 120, especially with games and things like that. And it's 160 gig hard drive. So it's still worth it to put the $24 in it at that point. And I have a controller laying around. It didn't come with one, but I had one. So again, it's still worth it to me to get the lens, assuming it fires up and works after I replace the lens. It's worth it. If it doesn't work, then I'll keep the lens for a future PS3, and then I'll put that one up for parts and repair because that's about as far as I'm going with it. I'm not gonna go any further soldering or doing other stuff with it because once you replace that and it still doesn't load discs, I'm at a stopping point. I don't know what else to do. I looked up enough videos last night. And that's the problem. I was going down rabbit holes last night. So even though I didn't get a ton of work done, I was going down rabbit holes. Like my Dreamcast, man, this Dreamcast is in great shape. It loads discs and reads discs, but it's choppy. It's like from the minute you press power, the loading screen like is really slow. It's supposed to go and it spells out Dreamcast pretty quick, like in cursive, I think it is. Well, it's like frame by frame. It's crazy. And then it gets to the home screen and all the little icons are supposed to like wave, kind of like they move. They're just like, and then the whole time the screen is glitching like in and out. And so I was like, what the, are you kidding me? And then I put a disc in and the motherfucker loaded the disc and went into the game, but it's glitchy. It's doing all the same thing through the game. So it's going glitching in and out. So I'm going down rabbit holes for like 30 minutes trying to figure that out, 45 minutes trying to figure that thing out. Essentially what it boils down to is it sounds like there's really no fix, that it's the graphics chip is going bad. If you've already tried different AV cables, which I tried the old school RF, and then I tried I had the regular RCAs, and then after that I tried the regular old school RF. I did the exact same thing. And then I know those RF, I know both of those work because I have another Dreamcast that I actually pulled them from to test this one, so I know they work on that one. In fact, I tested it last night just to confirm that it worked on that one still. So I know it's not the cables. So if it's not the cables, the next thing it was saying is it's possibly the chip. But I had to go through some rabbit holes to figure that out, and took it apart just to look at some things, to get a visual inspection of it. It's 4 screws and the top comes right off and you can see it. So what I'm thinking about doing is holding that one and keeping it for parts and repair for myself for the next Dreamcast I come across that doesn't read discs, because I know the laser on that one works. And so I think that's what I'm going to do with that one. Then I have another. I went, going down the rabbit hole of a Xbox, OG Xbox last night. I had two of them that I picked up for them. That guy for $20. I showed you guys on the processing table. One of them worked. The other one had the red flashing ring, the red rings that flash. Well, that means numerous things that could be that's causing that. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not going down the. I went down looking all the different videos and kind of figuring out that it could be a plethora of stuff. So I said, you know what, that one I'm just going to. I don't know if the disk drive works, but I know the disk drives, if it works, they're like $80-$90 just for the disk drive. So what I have a working one. I'm going to, and I know this is a lot, I'm going to open it up, and this is when I'm done listing everything. So this is a little mini project I'm going to do at a later time, but I'm going to hold on to that one for now. Now I'm eventually going to open my good one up that I use for testing, and I'm going to swap the hard drive, the disk drives on it, and see if the disk drive works in mine. That does work. If the disk drive works in mine, then I know that at least I can sell that or hold on to that for the next Xbox, OG Xbox. Because as you all know, if you don't know, OG Xboxes are notorious for their disk drives going out on them, and they're like $80-$90 for a replacement. So it's usually not worth it unless you come across a deal to even get a disk drive for it. So so that'll be my mini project, is to swap them out, test it, see if the disk drive works. If it does work, then I'm going to just hold the disk drive for parts and repair for the next one that I get that doesn't load discs. At least that way I've got a Dreamcast and a OG Xbox disc laser ready to roll for the next one I end up getting down the road, because I know at some point I'm going to get another Dreamcast or another Xbox OG that's not going to read discs, and then I can just whoop whoop swap them out. I already got the lasers for them. So that's my thought process there. Anyway, I'm going down rabbit hole and rambling again. But Phantom says good selling on the Oddworld and Croc. For PlayStation Studios are releasing Croc for all the new consoles. Really? And the new Oddworld in 2025. I did not know that. Just like the Fallout blowing up because of the TV show. And you know what? I didn't know that either until I think you're the one that mentioned it before. Why all my Fallout sold like at one time. It was wild. I'm like, geez, all my Fallouts are selling for full price. So that makes sense. Let's see. Jesus says, keep it simple. Kiss. Keep it simple. I love it. Keep it simple, Sally, is how I've been told how it goes. Keep it simple, Sally. Is always the best way to go. I always write my description. Please see pictures as they are part of the description. Enjoy watching. As always, congratulations. Continued success, Average Joe. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Jesus. And yeah, keep it simple when it comes to listing stuff, man. It doesn't have to be a crazy detail. Don't go AI. No, nobody wants to read through all the AI garbage. So don't go AI. Just keep it a simple description. I use my title as my description, and then I just add a little whatever blemishes are, or problems or issues or any little thing that they need to know about that's an issue with the item. I just attach that in another sentence, and it's done. It's super simple for me too. So you don't have to get crazy with your descriptions and all that. And please don't do AI stuff. I hate when I go through a listing and I'm trying to buy something and I'm looking at the description and all they have is the AI bullshit. It's just fluff. It's a bunch of fluff that nobody cares about. Okay. I want to know about the item, if there's any problems with it, the condition, you know what I mean? Condition and any issues. That's basically it. That's all you really need to put on there, and what it is, which should already be in your title. So copy and paste your title, add a little issue description or a little condition and description, or condition and issues if there's any issues. And that's it. Keep it simple, Sally. So kiss. Jesus, love it. John says, let me reply to John. John, I think this is the first time you've commented, if I'm not mistaken. Jonathan says, Joe, just trying to warn you, man. The game guy for PS2 and OG Xbox contain images of a topless 17-year-old. eBay will pull it. Of course, you would have to absolutely have no way of knowing that unless you knew the story. Few people do. And eBay will not actually tell you why, not actually tell you what the issue with the game is. You just violated a harm to minors policy, or such along a bunch of threatening language, They may even pull the listing for just the manual, which is totally legal and worth the $50 alone. Well, Jonathan, thank you. I was familiar with the story once I bought it and dug a little bit and was told a little bit about it and then did a little bit of research on it. So yes, you are correct. However, I'm going to try because there have been some sales on it and there have been some that squeak through. I'm going to try to figure out how to navigate through it and get it sold. I may put it up for like $100 cheap and try to get it done quick so that way they can do the transaction. I can ship it and we're good. But anyway, yes. Yes. So that's the plan. If it gets caught, then I've sold things on there before that you have to be strategic in how you list it. So I have an idea of how I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm going to put the picture of it in there, or if I do, I'm going to like black out some of it so that way the AI doesn't totally pick up on it. And then I'm going to put like, I don't know, I'm gonna tweak the listing on it where it can still be found, but it's not. I don't know. I have to be strategic, so I'm gonna try to sell them. Hopefully, I can. If not, then maybe Marketplace will be the next place. Maybe they pull out a Marketplace too. I don't know. It may be maybe one of those things where I take it to the local flea market and sell them for $50 a piece on it or something like that, and let somebody else take a shot. I don't know. We'll cross that road. I haven't even gotten to those yet to figure out what I want to do with those yet. But yeah, I'm familiar. I'm gonna try to sell them, and we'll see how it goes. You'll be along with the journey, so you'll know how it goes when I eventually get to it, or what I decide to do with it. So make sure the mail lady ain't coming yet. I gotta tell her to come back. Dan says, Dan, thank you for commenting. Dan says, if you lost on the band, that's divine intervention. Most likely something was not good and God looking after you. Yep, some do. Yep, some do not know good haggling etiquette. For subscribers, you have to tell them what they can expect and that benefits them, then ask. You're asking for their time. That's more valuable than money. You can't get back time, so why should they subscribe? Ask this in your mind, then put it to action. I mean, I'm yeah, good. Yes, you're right. I think I give value in my knowledge of eBay and what things sell and those little nuggets, like I mentioned earlier. That's why. So, I mean, hopefully that comes out through my videos. If not, then I don't know. But I do appreciate the insight there. Captain Stable. What's happening, Captain Stable? I think this is your first comment as well. Captain Stable says, got a long one here. So, all right. So it says, hi, Joe. First time commenting after watching a few of your videos. Very interesting to get the glimpse into how you run your business. Great to see that many can make a living on working from home, reselling items across the country. I will say, if I was doing this, like, I mean, I do it full time, but I guess not like in most people's like 40 hours a week full time. That's not quite how I do it because I do run two businesses. So I couldn't eat just doing this by itself. I do have another stream of income that allows me to stay home doing another business. If I wasn't doing that, could I make this a full time and eat just doing this? Yes, I could. And I would certainly keep my thrift store, and me and my wife would be tag teaming and things like that. But I have another business doing football memorabilia, kind of like this. Let me go ahead and throw a plug out there since we're talking about it real quick. So I do football memorabilia on Facebook Live. If you haven't seen it before or haven't talked about it before, so this is a autographed football helmet from Julius Peppers. It is an authentic helmet, and it is certified there by Beckett. So it's all legit. And so we work with a couple companies, Fanatics. I'm sure you all have heard of Fanatics. And then Radke Sports out of Georgia, Flowery Branch, Georgia area, Beaufort area. So we've been doing live breaks, which is kind of like raffles on Facebook Live for 7 years now, 6 or 7 years. That's my other stream of income. If I wasn't doing that and didn't have that occupying my nights and my sometimes days even, actually days too, because I got to fill stuff on the page and talk to customers and all that throughout the day. So if that wasn't occupying my time, could I do this reselling full time and make a living and eat and just do this? I could, absolutely. But obviously I would be pumping up to 40 to 50 hours a week doing this full time, because between this and that, I'm probably in 50-ish hours a week, give or take, maybe even more, possibly. Probably more, to be honest with you. So yes, so just kind of throw that at you. It is definitely doable, and to do just reselling is a full-time gig. I would say though, most resellers have either a part-time or full-time job, or are retired and have some sort of alternate income because the ups and downs and dips and turns and things like that. Now, there's plenty, just as many of those. There's lots of folks that do it full-time, that don't have a second income, that aren't retired, that are crushing it, but they're hustling. So it definitely, like when I was before I was doing football helmets and I was running the thrift store and doing eBay, because I was doing it for about 2 to 3 years. We were doing that. After I left my job at AT&T, me and my father-in-law were crushing it. Well, we built to a point where we were crushing it. It didn't start off crushing it, but we were at a point, and I've talked about this in previous videos, how, it grew from, just doing eBay to then doing eBay and yard sales, then doing storage units, and then doing yard sales, every weekend, and building a following that way, continuing to do eBay, continuing to grow eBay, continuing to grow a following through yard sales, because we do it every weekend, and going to the flea markets and setting up at the local flea markets, and then finally getting to a point where, like, bump all this traveling and packing and unpacking and setting up tables and setting up all the shit and putting it back and taking it back to the storage place and doing all the deals out of the storage place for, like, all the furniture. Let's get a store. And it just kind of evolving into that, and then getting a store, which my wife now operates. Probably are going to get rid of it because I just don't have the time to help her with it, and it's hard to find good help. And we're starting to get to a point now where it's just not really, it makes more sense for her to get a regular job than to keep the thrift store open. So we're getting to a point where we're probably going to close the thrift store, but I'm still going to be reselling because it's one of my passions, what I love to do. And it keeps me from having to go back to work a regular job. Between my football helmets and doing this, I can support my family. What my wife does, my wife at the thrift store, not so much doing much there to support because it pretty much breaks even. But if I wanted to dive back in and to be done with helmets and the memorabilia and going on Facebook Live and doing all that, and help her at the store and do storage units again and ramp up, eBay even more, and ramp up the store and get more traffic and do more social media for the store, trust and believe it could be a place where we could be back to just supporting ourselves and our family just on that, between the store and eBay, like we used to do. Me and my father-in-law did years ago. From 2000, I left AT&T in 2017. I left AT&T, and from 2017 to about 2019, I was working. So about 2.5 years, me and him ramped up the store, and ramped up, and over that 2.5 year period, went through that process of eBay, then yard sales, flea markets, and then eventually opening on the store, and then started, getting more and more people through the store and doing very well. And then him and I had a fallout. That's a whole nother story. We won't go there. He wanted part of my helmet business, and it was a whole separate business. And so it was like, no, you're not getting part of my helmet business. That's a whole nother endeavor that I'm doing. Now, if you want to get more percentage on the store because I'm not doing as much work in the store, then I'm willing to give up some of my percentage of, we were 50-50. So I was like, I'd be willing to give up some of my percentage for the store because I'm not putting in as much time here. So whatever, 60-40, 70-30. We never even got to that conversation. He wanted half of my helmet business. And I'm like, absolutely not. That's a whole separate, we're talking apples and oranges here. That's a whole separate endeavor that I'm doing at night after I leave the store. Now, do I have to do things during the day that takes time away from me doing things at the store? Yes. So that's where I would be willing to take a little bit of a cut from the store profits and my ownership there. But I'm not going to give you half of what I'm doing on football helmets. You're not doing anything to help me with football helmets. Nothing. Zero. Like nothing. So anyway, that's in a long nutshell. That's what started our fallout. And but anyway, so I'm rambling now again. I know I'm going off in the la la land, but so I'm saying all that to say that you can just do reselling, and it can, even without a store, just doing eBay and selling on marketplace and having a storage unit full of stuff that you have, bigger items. If you buy storage units, you come across big stuff. So what we would do is we would sell the big stuff, the furniture, out of our storage unit, and just have people meet us at the storage facility and buy a $200, $100, $300 piece of furniture or pieces of furniture, from couches, whatever, from the storage unit, and they would come with their truck, load it up, and roll out. And we're done. We close our storage unit door and we lock it up and we're out. And so so you can do that. Buy storage units, house your stuff in a storage facility, have people do deals there. It's a full-time thing because when somebody wants it, you got to meet them there. Luckily, I got a storage place is 3 miles from my house, so it was very convenient for me. He lives 15, 20 minutes away, so I always did the deals at the storage facility 90% of the time. 80% of the time I did the deals at the storage facility because I was right here. So I could very easily just get up and roll, meet them there, and get them what they need to get. And so for anybody that's reselling that hasn't thought about that, that's another way to step up your game is get yourself a storage unit, rent it out, start buying storage units too. Or don't be scared to buy big stuff on Marketplace, because I'm in a military town, and trust and believe, washers, dryers, furniture, dressers, all sorts of stuff people dump for next to nothing. And you can turn around and flip those things. You buy it for 20, 40, 50, you turn around and sell it for 80, 100, 200, 300. So, or 600, 700, 800. I mean, it just depends on what it is. A whole bedroom set sometimes. People just, being in a military town, that people just dump that kind of stuff because military folks get the bonuses, reenlistment bonuses, and they're getting ready to move, and it's easier for them to just dump everything and buy new because they're getting a $20,000 bonus to sign on, and then they're moving down to Texas for their next 4 years or 3 years, and so they're just going to buy new stuff there. And they're just now, do a lot of them take their stuff? Yes, but there's a lot of them that just dump their stuff. They try to sell it on Marketplace. They don't get any buyers because they're asking too much. So then all of a sudden it's crunch time. They're getting ready to leave. So they're just giving it away almost. So anyway, being in a military town helps, but that's not to say that doesn't happen in big cities too. People get promotions and they move and they got to get rid of their stuff quick, or whatever situations happen. So just food for thought for any resellers. Furniture is a pain in the ass, but there's some big money in furniture. And just like anything else, there's a lot of little tips, tricks, and things to do to fix furniture, to repair, to recondition furniture to where it's ready to go again. You get yourself a cleaning kit, you get yourself a power suck washer, whatever they're called. I can't think of what the names of them are, but you know what I'm talking about. The cleaners, the pressure washer, steam cleaner, whatever the heck there are, to clean stuff and to clean the upholstery and all that. Little elbow grease, but you just picked up that couch for $50. Now you can resell it for $250. And you put an hour worth of work in it, 2 hours worth of work in it. Now you can sell that bad boy for $250, $300, because it's looking mint and it's smelling good and it's clean. And anyway, I'm rambling, but so there's money to be made. Let's keep going because I haven't even finished this comment yet, and I'm 10 minutes in just on Captain Stable. I have to disagree with you with your name of being just the average Joe reseller, as you're more of a subject matter expert. I'm a SME. I like that. I'm a SME. I used to be called a SME at AT&T because I'm yeah. So I kind of take that here too, I guess, to some degree, but I don't hear that, but I appreciate that. That's with your years of experience in proven sales. I do have a question. Never sold anything on eBay, but have it's funny you said subject matter expert, because that's, again, it brings me back to my AT&T days. I worked at AT&T for 11 years, and 11 and a 10, almost 11 years. Yeah, I was the SME. That's what they used to call me a lot of times, because I was the guy that I knew a lot about a lot of stuff, and that most people would never even think about, because I just came across a lot of different things and knew how to do a lot of different things, and I soaked things up and dug and went the extra mile and figured things out, and talk to other departments to know how things work internally in other places, to know how things operate. And, like it's just, anyway, yeah. So I like that. SME. I haven't been called that in a long time. So anyway, he says, I do have a question. Never sold anything on eBay, but have made occasional bids on to purchase as a buyer. One time I placed a bid on a fairly expensive home stereo amplifier, and the offers went back and forth. Seller had good feedback, and on the final offer, seller wanted to sell me the item outside of eBay and cancel their listing, claiming I could save additional money. I ended up refusing, seeing a red flag. Do you have any thoughts on this, and are there any rules that prohibits this? Thanks in advance. So to answer your question, so eBay does not like that at all. In fact, that is technically goes against their policies and terms and conditions and blah blah blah. Does it happen? Yes. Have I ever done it? I have. I've purchased and have sold. Have I sold? I don't think I've ever sold anything. I have sold something. Okay, let me take that back. I have. I just thought a Bose set of Bose speakers. So I have done both of those things. The problem is there's two problems. There's no protection, right? So even if you if you do the deal outside of eBay, there is no protection there. So you got to be pretty trustworthy of who you're buying from. Maybe they have a store, a website store. They've been in business for 25 years. So it is cheaper to go outside of eBay, especially if they're looking for a set price and you're willing to get to a certain price, but you're not willing to quite get to where they're at. If they can get around the fees, then they can accept where you're at. But they're not taking that offer because they've got to also pay all the fees and all that kind of stuff. So I've had that happen on both sides of things where I have done deals. In fact, I just did a deal. Now that I'm thinking about it, as a buyer, I just did a deal for a guy for a football helmet. He had a football helmet up. This was a couple months ago. He had a football helmet up that I wanted for one of my series, and we ended up going back and forth, and he's on Facebook, and so we ended up connecting on Facebook. Well, there's a lot of Facebook groups that do football memorabilia that we're both in, and so we do what's called a vouch post, and so we put out a post saying, hey, doing a deal with so and so, can we get some people to vouch for us? And then all the comments start flooding in. Like John will say that, let's say the guy's name is John. So Joe comes in, says John's good, and Mark comes in and says John's good. I've done several deals with him. He's a good dude. And 6, 7, 8 dudes will come in and be like, yeah, I've done deals with this guy. He's good. And same with me. I play in his room. He's been around forever. He's a great dude. I vouched for him. He's solid as gold. So then you feel good about doing the deal. If you don't get anybody chime in and give either you a vouch, then I wouldn't have done the deal. Now that's not always the case, but like in that situation, if they actually have been in business forever, they have great feedback. If they've got an Instagram, they've got a website, you can find them somewhere else where you can communicate with Facebook. If you can communicate with them somewhere else, then in fact, I did another deal with a guy that was selling. It was the same thing, kind of like to your point. Now, granted, this is a no on eBay, and there's going to be people, I'm sure, chiming in the comments say, Joe, you're such a bad dude. You shouldn't do that. Look, eBay, we found each other on eBay, but that doesn't mean we always have to do the deal on eBay. Now, this other company was S&T Collectibles out of, I forget, somewhere down in Georgia, S&W Collectibles or memorabilia outside of Tampa, Florida, I believe it was. And I just did this deal more recently too. We were going back and forth to your point, and we couldn't get to, I was offering like 700 and he was stuck at like 800. So, he was like, hey, we can do the deal off of here. Now you have to be strategic in your wording because eBay will catch that stuff and then not the message, the AI will catch it and it won't push the message through. So your message will just not go through and it'll be like gray, I think, instead of blue or whatever, but it won't actually go through. It won't even show that you sent the message. So can eBay step in and give you a ding on your account for doing transactions off of eBay? Yeah, because you found each other on their platform. So they want you to do business through their platform, and it gives you the extra protection in case something happens that you're going through eBay. I get it. However, like in our case, to this second scenario that I had, I was stuck at 7. He was stuck at 8. So we were like, how about, can we do the deal off of here? And the guy was like, yeah. I was like, if you do it off here, would you go 700? He's like, well, I'll go 720. I was like, okay, I'll go 720. So that'll work. So we did the deal off eBay, but I found him on Facebook. Found him on Google, and I was able to, there was a brick and mortar. They had an actual storefront. So I was able to see that they were legit. Obviously, could they still screw me over? Yes. But in that case, it's more legit. It's more reputable that they're not going to screw you over, that they're an actual business. So if it's just John from, Kansas and you can't find John nowhere, and John has no brick and mortar and has no storefront or has nothing going on, I probably wouldn't do the deal with John. But again, it's doing your due diligence to see whether they're legit or not. And if you have any question, then I probably wouldn't do it. If there's very, very little risk because they are legit, they're an actual business, they are set up, that you can find them, you can get a hold of them if something happens, there is a way to contact them, then I would say you're a little bit more on the end of being more safe. And then that's your call at the end of the day. Now, again, eBay won't let you send like email through. So you have to be strategic. You have to put like a like a uh, like a dashes in between your letters, or um, uh, uh, periods in between your letters, or whatever, and then say take all the periods out. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And then that's your email, so that way they can find you, or whatever the case is. So there's little you can take screenshots of, like, I think in my case I took a screenshot of my Facebook page or something, or he took a screenshot of his store front with his information on it. The screenshots don't quite get caught by the AI, so that can work. It'd be another way to be strategic to still send a message through and it get through versus it getting flagged by AI. But again, look, I don't see anything wrong with it. I've done deals on and off of eBay. I sold a pair of Bose speakers. The other situation that I remember is I had a guy reach out to me that was in Raleigh, and I had a set of Bose speakers for sale, and he wanted to come down and grab them. And he was like, "Can we do the deal off eBay?" He saw my feedback rating and saw my thing, and he was a little leery, and I was like, "Well, I mean, you can look me up. I got a thrift store in St. Paul's. This is us too. It's got, so I sent him a screenshot of our thrift store information. And he was like, well, I don't want to drive all the way down to St. Paul's. Can I meet you in Fayetteville? And I was like, sure. So we ended up doing the deal off eBay, and that worked out fine. He gave me cash and it was all done. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time. And again, you can get, if the AI catches you, it's not a big deal. But if eBay actually steps in, then you can get a ding. They'll send you an email saying you're not supposed to do that stuff. That's against the policy. Could, if you did it all the time or did it multiple occasions, could your account get flagged or blocked or suspended temporarily? And then if you keep doing it, you could be suspended permanently. But they're gonna slap you on the wrist first, give you a warning, let you know what's going on if you do get caught by eBay, not the AI part. The AI part is just gonna filter those comments and not let them go through. So you have to be strategic on how you comment back and forth through the messenger. And the AI will kind of catch that stuff, and that's not a big deal. But if the eBay actually steps in and sends you an email about it or a notification, then that's when you got slapped on the wrist, and you got to be a little bit more strategic next time, or just not do it. And that's up to you. That's your call. That's our right as consumers, whether we want to do that or not. Now, eBay does give you that protection, like I said, buyer protection and seller protection. More buyer protection than there is seller protection, but it does give that extra layer of protection doing the deals through eBay. But again, you're paying 13% fees. You're going to pay more because as a consumer, the buyer, just like me, I'm going to charge more because I'm getting feed out the wazoo by eBay. So I got to charge more. If I could do the deal outside of eBay, I'd take less. So that's enough rambling. Hopefully that kind of answered your question. To all the other resellers that are probably like, oh my gosh, Joe, I can't believe you're even saying that. That's so bad. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, I'm sorry. This is all raw and unedited, and I don't care. It is what it is. I've done a couple as a buyer, and I've done a couple as a seller, and eBay don't know nothing about it, and everything is fine. And my account's not shut down, and I haven't gotten communication and slapped on the wrist or anything like that, because I kind of know how to be strategic on how to do things as far as that goes when those situations arise. I'm not going to do that often, but there are occasions where the dollar amount gets up there and you're trying to get to a medium ground, and doing the deal off of eBay makes sense because it's a higher dollar amount and you can save a couple $100, or $100, just, or get closer to where you want to be with each other. So anyway, there's that. That's all I got to say about that. So thank you, Captain Stable. Appreciate you commenting. Appreciate you hanging out. Sorry I rambled for like 20 minutes on your topic, but it was a good one. Next one, Ringo Dingo says, me dreaming of selling dubs on eBay or buds on eBay right now. You want to sell buds on eBay? I don't know if you can do that. I don't know. I don't know. That's rough. The Dark 25 Twitch says, lately I've been feeling like Marketplace needs a makeover. I keep it short since you have a few other comments to read through. Keep it going, Joe. Slay that pile. Well, the Dark 25 Twitch, anything you got, man, throw it at me. I don't mind. I love the comments, the questions, the whatever. So shoot me whatever you want to shoot me. It doesn't matter. We'll tackle it. Now, when we get up to like several thousand subscribers and there's 50 plus comments, then I may have to start picking and choosing and highlighting like 5 comments of the day or something like that, or 10 comments or 20 comments or 10, 15, whatever I choose to do at that point. But we're going to do our 10 comments of the day and pick 10 people and tackle those comments, and the rest of them are just, I'll just have to either reply back or just give you a heart and a reply and reply quickly and keep it moving, because it will be here for 3-4 hours once we get to that point. But for now, hit me with it. I don't mind. Demetrius, welcome back, Demetrius. Thank you for commenting. Says, hey Joe, have you ever dealt with a situation where your mail carrier picks up the package but don't scan it and then you're dealing with the customer trying to explain to them that you sent it, but for some reason the mail carrier just hadn't scanned it yet and they don't get it or understand? Now my regular mail carrier scans it in like he's supposed to. Many times, actually, Demetrius, many times has that happened to me. Yes, I get new mail people all the time that don't scan properly when they pick up my packages. So in my 7-8 years now of doing this full time and throwing out packages every day, whether it be football helmets or eBay stuff, I've had it happen many times, actually. There's one instance. So here's what I can say to that. They will eventually get it, and it will eventually update, and it will eventually show. If it was misscanned or improperly scanned, it's not typically throughout the whole process. It's not going to show until it delivers. So the only thing you can do is tell them, hey, I apologize for the trouble. I did drop it off. Here's the tracking number. You can call the post office, and now this has been a long time since this happened. I'm assuming it's the same way now. The post office has a way in their internal system to see the scans, even though they're not populating on the website. So they could always call the post office and confirm the tracking on it, and they will show in their systems that they are going through the scan process. They'll show the scans, but for whatever reason, because it was misscanned, it's not going to populate through the public site. So that's an option if you want to, have them call the post office to confirm that, or maybe you do it first to make sure that that is still the case. Because this was years ago when I had this. I had one guy claim that a package wasn't delivered, and it never showed deliver on the scan. I called the post office, and they were able to print me. They were able to send me the scans and the delivery scan from their system, even though the public system showed nothing. So the guy was trying to get over on me because the public wasn't showing scans. So he was basically trying to tell me that it didn't deliver and try to get over on me. Well, I called the post office and was able to get the screenshots and the confirmations of all the scans and the delivery scan. So that's how I was like, well, dude, it shows delivered, but I know it doesn't show it on the website, but they were able to print this off for me and show me, and send it to me. And this shows it scanned and delivered. So there's I'm not going to be able to give you a refund on it. It shows that got delivered. And this was a football helmet. This was not anything off eBay. This was actually a football helmet that somebody tried to get over on me. And so, yes, I'd imagine it's the same way now, but I would call first, confirm it, and be like, hey, they never scanned it properly. It's still showing just that it was printed. Can you guys picked it up 2 days ago. Is there a way for you to see the scans? Because this customer saying that, just go through the process, talk to them about it, let them know what's going on, and they should be able to see those scans still and help you there. Now, and then you can maybe get a printout of it and send it to your customer. But I do know when that's happened to me in other instances outside of that football helmet instance, every other time it has showed the delivery scan. So even though that instance with the helmet, it never showed any scan, in every other instance I've had where they scan it improperly and then I get nothing in tracking, the delivery scan does end up populating and showing at the end. So if anything, just reassure them. If you don't want to go through any of that, just reassure them I did ship it. They did misscan it, obviously, because my whole batch from that day is not showing up on eBay. And I assure you, it was sent, it was scanned. Let's allow it several days like normal to go through the process, and you should get your item like normal. And if there is some sort of problem, let's say by, I don't know, what's today, Thursday, I don't know, give them like 5 days, right? 3 to 5 business days. So let's say by Tuesday of next week, if you still have not received your item, then I will communicate with the post office and see what's going on with the scans. But at this point, I assure you, it's in the post office's hands. It will deliver like normal. Let's allow it 3 to 5 business days to get to you and go through the normal process. If for some reason if you don't get it, then contact me back. Let me know, and I will call the post office and we'll go from there, because I assure you I dropped it off, but they misscanned it. And just let them know I've seen this happen before. This isn't my first time. Reassure them that you're confident and you've gone through this. It ain't your first rodeo. I assure you that this isn't my first time. This has happened before, so I know that this is something that happens, especially if you got a new person scanning things in, that they sometimes misscan it and then it doesn't show up through the process until it delivers. So again, I assure you, everything will be fine. Give it the amount of time it needs, and if there's any problems after 5 business days, then we'll go from there, and I'll contact the post office and just let that be that. If they want to bitch and complain, let them bitch and complain. I mean, it's it's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. There's absolutely nothing you can do. There's nothing the post office is going to do. It is what it is. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Demetrius. That's all I got. We're an hour in almost. Let's get through these sales. Make sure we got no other comments. No other comments. All right, so I'm late on some of these. Clothes are selling, guys. Clothes are selling. Let me just start there. Nautica and a Tennessee. Let's see. Nautica and Tennessee. In fact, I got to take this out so my wife can take that, so I don't forget that while I'm here. Nautica and Tennessee. Let's find them. So, is that it? Nope, that's not it. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Have I ever said I hate clothes? Man, I hate clothes. Oh, here's the Tennessee. I hate clothes, guys. I really do, but they sell. So I'm going to keep selling clothes and keep buying clothes. But man, I hate clothes. I hate Columbia. Where's it's a Nautica. Nautica. Of course, I'm going to have a hard time finding that one. That's not it. Is that it? That's not it. All right, so the first one that sold was a Tennessee jersey. So without measurements, by the way, without measurements, a Tennessee jersey sold for not much, $11 plus shipping. I think I picked that up for $1. Nautica men's reversible jacket. Is it in here? Maybe it's in here. Hold on. Or I missed it. One or the other. I missed it, or it's in here. Nautica reversible jacket. It's probably in here. Is that it? Nope. The mic's still on. Yep. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too much interference there. It's not in there. It's not there. Not that. All right. Must be hanging. All right. Give me a second. Let me try to find this jacket. It's a two-tone gray, brown and tan. Nautica. Brown and tan. Looks like a bigger jacket, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Is that it? No. Brown. Nope. Yeah, that's why I hate clothes, man. I hate clothes. Is that it? No, that's it. No. Nope. Man, I hate clothes. All right, that's not it. It's not this one. It's got to be in the bin then. Maybe it's in the bottom bin? Man, I hate clothes. That's a Hilfiger. That's not it. I don't know. I think I'm just going to try to find this one off camera, because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting here for days trying to find it. It's got to be maybe in that bin. I think that bin is empty. Anyway, I'm going to find that off camera. It's a Nautica reversible jacket, sold for $25 plus shipping. So we'll just keep rolling. Next thing that sold was Splinter Cell and Minecraft. Splinter Cell. Minecraft. Where is. Oh, yeah. All right, Minecraft, Splinter Cell. Oh, Lord of the Rings sold 2, so let's grab that. Which Splinter Cell was that? That was this one here, wasn't it? Yep. And then Minecraft. Where the heck is Minecraft at? Minecraft PlayStation Edition. Got it. All right. So I just listed these out of that video game pile too, so that's nice. Splinter Cell, already selling some stuff out of there, so that's good. Splinter Cell sold for $14, free shipping, 14 free shipping. Minecraft sold for $15 free shipping, 15 free shipping. And then Lord of the Rings sold for Lord of the Rings, $20 free shipping. Lord of the Rings, $20 free shipping. So there's that. So there's those. We got just picked this up too. Put this up. Mario Galaxy 2 disc only sold for $22 free plus shipping, I believe. $22 plus shipping. Yep, 22 plus shipping. Mario Galaxy 2 on Wii, $22 plus shipping. So there's that. Not a bad little score. I think I picked that up for $5. So, you know, not terrible. All right. Oblivion and WWF. Oblivion and WWF. There's WWF. And then Oblivion. Oh, here's another Minecraft. I gotta see which one's which. Is this the complete or not complete? Let's see. So Oblivion sold for $14 free shipping. 14 free shipping. WWF sold for 15 free shipping. 15 free shipping. And let me check the Minecraft real quick. Which one is which here? No manual. Well, they're both no manual. Well, I'm going to give them I'll give them this one. Okay. Okay. No manual. There's that. Do I have another one up? One available. Yep, one more available. Good deal. All right. Next thing that sold was Call of Duty and Mario. Call of Duty. Oh, man. Call of Duty. Where you at? Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Disc only. And then 2 copies of Mario. I literally just put these up too. These always sell quick. In fact, they sold to the same person. Both. I think I got 2 more of them too in my death game pile, but I just haven't messed with them. I should have maybe even put these in my death game pile, but I didn't because I know they sell quick. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 sold for $11.70 plus shipping. I'm sorry, $11.70 free shipping. Check that real quick. Minty mint. All right, and then 2 copies of Mario Bros on DS to the same person, $16 each, plus $5 shipping on each. So make a couple dollars on shipping there, so that's good. Already got that. 2 controllers. I'm finally selling some of my Xbox controllers. These things have been sitting for a while. 2 Xbox controllers. I've got, I think, 3 left. The nice thing is as I get them, I just add to the listing as I get them. But 2 Xbox controllers sold for $44 free shipping for the pair. $44 free shipping. And I got a return too. I'm sending a return for a PlayStation controller that does not work. So there's that. So I got to send that back too. And then, ironically enough, both of these sold at the same time, like within an hour of each other, which I've been holding on to these things forever. But both of these sold pretty much within an hour. So I don't know. I mean, I'll take it. Where's the other one at? Oh, it's right here. I gotta find that other jacket too, huh? I hate clothes, but they sell. Like, these were 2 big scores on clothes. And if I remember correctly, I picked these up for $30 a piece. So you got the brand new with tags, um, Las Vegas Nights, brand new with tags still on it. Tags got 180 on it. Sold this for $95 plus shipping. So there's that. And then I sold, again, within an hour of itself, maybe because hockey season's in full effect right now. I did pick them up early in the spring. This one's also got tags on it. Still got the tag. Where's it at? Still got the tag. Tag on this one, I don't think it has a price. No price on this tag. But anyway, still has the tag on it. Brand new. This one sold for $80 plus shipping. $80 plus shipping. So Vegas and Los Angeles, $80 plus shipping and $96 plus shipping on both of those. Those are my 2 sales from today, which were actually 6 of those sales. The controllers and all that was all from today so far. So far today's a good day. But it's just ironic how some things sell like that, and then other times it's been sitting since like March, April maybe. I bought them for I think 30 a piece, maybe 40, 30, 40. I paid up a little bit because they were new. But I mean, even at 40, if I did pay 40, the one paid for the itself, and the other one is all profit basically. So it worked out perfect. But I think I paid 30 because I think they wanted 40 a piece for them, and then I asked if they would take 30 a piece. Pretty sure that's how that went. But either way, that's it. Those are the sales. That's all I got. We're just over an hour, so I'm gonna get the stuff packed up, ready for my mail lady. Actually, I gotta find that jacket, so I'll do that as soon as I get off camera and find that fucker somewhere. It's here. I know that. I gotta find it. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Hopefully your sales are going well. Hopefully mine continue to go steady. We're staying steady. Steady goes the course right now, or however that phrase goes. But we're staying pretty steady right now. I got, oh man, I'm probably up to 20-ish systems I got to get up on eBay that are all processed and ready to go. Again, I added like 6 more to my pile upstairs. If I showed y'all my upstairs right now, y'all'd be like, dang, Joe, get that stuff up on eBay. That's all just money sitting there. Facts. There's lots of systems upstairs, tested, tinkered with, fixed, or not fixed, and ready to go. I got to get through that between today and tomorrow, because once I start my helmets again, then I'll be focused on that more so than doing eBay. So that's just how it teeter-totters. And that I'll be starting my new series for helmets probably Saturday night. So I got today, tomorrow, maybe even Sunday night, but today and tomorrow to start getting this stuff hammered out. And I still have that clothes pile of like 8 pieces of clothing, including a Harley Davidson chaps and some other military stuff that I got to get up. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Keep listing on eBay. We're in the thick of 4th quarter, man. So hopefully your sales are going well. If not, hopefully they start picking up, because I wish you the best. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.